What is going on, guys? It is your boy Chili. It's been a while since I uploaded a video with my camera on, but I'm doing it today in order to show you guys a couple new things that I got that are hopefully going to make gaming a better experience, but then hopefully improve this channel slowly over time. And that is, I got a new remote, standard PlayStation 4 controller, something that I have been without for quite some time, at least my Destiny controller. Now, I'm weird. I'll buy a bunch of different controllers, and when I say a bunch, I have 4 different controllers: black, red, white, blue, all the main colors that come out for Sony remotes. I don't buy scuffs or anything like that. I feel like it's kind of a waste of money unless you're playing on a competitive level. But anyways, I buy these remotes because I feel like if I play certain games with just certain remotes and I don't interchange them, I used to do this with Call of Duty and other games all the time, and my controllers got fucked. I mean, it was like starting a wildfire and then just watching it sweep over a hill. Like before I knew it, 3 to 4 months down the road, my controller was just torn to shit. And it's like, I didn't throw it around, I just used it every day with multiple different games. Call of Duty, Destiny's the same way. Running, clicking buttons, it wears out the controller from time to time. And that's why I buy different remotes. So anyways, I replaced my remote finally, which has made my Crucible experience 10 times better. I felt for the longest time like I was getting shit on in the Crucible, and I'm like, I can't fucking turn no more. I'm a lot slower. And then I realized, as I was like coming to the realization that my controller was breaking and my analog sticks weren't registering my turn movements, because I play Call of Duty and then I come to Destiny, and since Destiny's a little bit slower pace in terms of the HUD and how fast you turn, I was like, my guy's not turning, this is pissing me off. I finally replaced my remote, and everything felt like it used to, so that makes me infinitely happy, especially with Rise of Iron coming out. Private matchmaking, it's just going to make the play experience 10 times better. But on top of that, anybody out there who has the day one PlayStation 4, the 500 gig hard drive, has probably had to delete games to make space for new games. That's just the point that you're probably at. Unless you just install a couple games a year, you're probably at that point where you've had to delete games before. Now, I did some extensive research over the past 2 weeks on what the best deal is to replace your hard drive. Thankfully, Sony has made it very easy, and they did this with the PlayStation 3, but they're doing this with the PS4 now, they make it very easy to change out the hard drives, the internal hard drive in your PlayStation for an external hard drive with more memory. And you can either do that, or you can buy a new PlayStation that has more hard drive built in automatically. My guess is that they'll do something like they did with PS3, where first generation was 20 and 60 gigs, and then they went up from there. I think the highest one was ever like stock 240 gigs. That was a lot for PlayStation 3. I bought the Seagate Backup Plus Slim. Right here, you can buy it for like 85 to 90 bucks on Amazon with Prime shipping and all that, and it is the exact same size as the hard drive in the PlayStation. It is 2 terabytes. That is 4 times the memory that I have now with this, and I'm going to be very, very satisfied. Up until very recently, within the last few months, the highest you could go safely without really running into issues was 2 terabytes. And off topic, guys, I apologize for keep rubbing my nose. I've had the sniffles all day. It's from working outside all weekend with iffy weather. But essentially what would happen is anything higher than 2 terabytes, there was a couple issues that could go wrong, because the data bank, the Nyko data bank, you can get it. It's like this huge attachment on the side of your PlayStation. It allows you to put in a bigger hard drive that stores more memory, like a desktop 4 terabyte, 6 terabyte. The problem is that the firmware for your Sony would have a lot of issues. So you go to put it in rest mode, and essentially it would crash at times. It would have problems installing certain games between disk space and downloaded off the PlayStation Store. And very recently, Sony updated their firmware. I want to say it was within the last 4 months. But they downloaded a new firmware update that essentially made it easier for you to use that without having any complications with rest mode or anything like that. So that was awesome. Bigger hard drives cost more money. They don't fit in the hard drive container that you have on this, and you can watch a ton of videos. IGN has one, a bunch of other people have done smaller ones. I probably won't do that, because honestly I don't want to break it on a recording and then just get pissed off. I'm going to treat it like a baby, because I don't want to break this PlayStation. But it's very easy to put this hard drive into your PlayStation, and all you need to do, depending on what you want to do. Now, the fact of the matter is, if you don't want to download all your games individually, disc by disc or by the storage, downloading them one by one, what you can do is you can back up and restore it. Now you can do it a couple different ways. You can back them up onto another external hard drive, like a 500 gig one you can buy at the store. Put in the 2 terabyte hard drive, and then plug in your 500 gig hard drive after you've got the firmware and all that installed. And there's people a lot more skilled in this can explain it a lot better than I can. But you can either back up and restore that information, or you can basically just reinstall everything disk by disk. Now, take advantage, if you have PlayStation Plus, which most people probably do if they're playing PlayStation 4 and anything online, take advantage of their cloud storage. Save your saved game data, because that is a lot smaller memory. You can save, I saved a bunch of games on there, and I'm not even close to 10 gigs. They give you 10 gigs. 10 gigs is barely, I mean, that's like 1/8 of the size of my Destiny application file right now, which is a lot bigger because it saves the entire game. So yeah, take advantage of that, sync your trophies, and then like me, I have a capture gallery, so I'm going to put it on my USB right here. My USB is a 32 gig, so I'm going to put my my capture gallery and a couple other things like my screenshots and stuff on here. And all you essentially need to do is, once you replace that hard drive, go and download the firmware, the latest firmware on Sony's website. And what that does is, once you put in the new hard drive, it's going to ask you to, or it's going to have you reboot in safe mode. And basically all you do, install the latest firmware. It treats you as if you've never logged on as a brand new PlayStation. Then once you do that, you go to the options where you back up and restore your information, and you don't lose any of your original data. So it's a very, it seems like a very confusing process at first, but really if you just follow the steps like people have laid out, it's very easy to do. So I highly recommend anybody out there who is tired of deleting games and having to reinstall them, look to get at least a 2 terabyte hard drive. Now that the firmware supports 4 terabyte hard drives, 6 terabyte hard drives, 4 terabyte hard drives are 8 times the amount of space you have now. And you can go and, I mean, some guy did a video where with his 4 terabytes he had over 100 games saved on that, and he still had plenty of space. So take advantage of it. Look at the dimensions. I know for a fact that the Backup Plus Slim fits perfectly into the PlayStation hard drive slot, so definitely look into that, because you don't want to run into an issue where it's too fat to fit in there. That will fuck it up completely. So anyways, I know I'm running out of time. If you guys enjoyed the video, thumbs up down below, comment or subscribe. Subscribe if you're new to the channel and you want to see some cool new stuff. Comment if you have any questions about it. There's a lot of videos out there that'll help you out. With that being said, guys, enjoy the rest of your evening. Have a wonderful Monday night. Stay focused, stay humble, stay driven, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace.